Hello and welcome back to Trains a New Era, the live stream route here on the NJP network. This is part number 7, and I've changed up the intro just a little bit. You guys have seen the footage of the flyover plenty of times, so time to get over that and move right into things. So let's get on with this, shall we? Starting things off at Riverbend. Hello. Yes, we're going to work on the east side of the downtown area in Riverbend, kind of concentrate on that at the beginning here. And see, I'm putting up the scenic backdrop. Yeah, all those buildings in the background, this is all there is to it. It's just a flat piece. And trying to get that thing positioned in there is really something else. Kind of a pain in the butt. But finally, when I got it right, it looked really good. And you see I got all kinds of random stuff laying all over the place over here. And this is just a result of my trying to find just the right stuff as we move the scenic background. I'm going to do something a little bit different through here. I'm going to put trees behind the backdrop, and there's a method to my madness here. Just stick around and watch as we go along here, and don't worry about them hanging off the edge like that. They'll be okay. They will be okay, I guarantee it. So let's get the townhouses out of the way, and let's look at this area over here, and I kind of want to make that a little bit more wildernessy, if that's a word, wildernessy. But you can see I'm trying to find just the right kind of paints, and you see my layering process as I layer in the different colors of painting on there. And going to do some elevation on this. Now you're beginning to see a little bit of the method to my madness as I smooth things out along here. I don't know if there's enough tree. I think I want to put a few more trees in there. So yeah, let's do this. Put these in. Whoops, that was an error, but it happens. But I think that looks pretty decent that way. Let's smooth things out just a little bit more with the topography, and that's the end result as we stretch the townhouses out to go along the scenic backdrop there just a little bit, and it'll actually look pretty decent when it's done, I think. So. We'll straighten these. I'm really kind of fussy and particular about how I do things on there. This other row of townhouses, we'll put that down here on this road. And never mind the church sitting in the middle of what's going to become the street. We'll just we'll deal with that a little bit later. And once again, we're getting a little bit retentive about placing the building down when I know full well once I get the street down, I will have to move it again anyway to get it all lined up just right with the street. And here's some more trees. I'm kind of stretching out splines between the tracks and what's going to be the road up above there. And they look okay. It's a little sparse, so throw a few more trees in there. And whoops, I did that again. I keep getting that little message on there. Now it's starting to look a little bit more populated in there. So that can definitely work. Now we're stretching the road in front of the original row of townhouses. And you'll see I'm lining up spline for spline on there, or vertex for vertex, whatever you want to call it. And want that to curve exactly along the front edge of the townhouses there, just so we don't have any gaps in the sidewalk and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's looking good. Now we move up to this end and stretch the thing. We're going to go connect this one to the street that runs along the back side of the city here. And you know what? We're just going to go right through this row of buildings. We don't care. We just don't care. So now I've got a little bit of real estate to play around with over here, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with this. Maybe we'll take that, well, let's get this out of the way first, and then we'll move this one in here. Let's twist it around, spin it around, place it in there, and, no, that just... It's okay, but I think we could do something else with that. So let's get that out of there and try something different. The hotel building looks really good, so I think we'll put that over here. We'll slide that down so we have room for a parking lot before we get to the townhouses. Now something to put in between here. That's a decent looking building, kind of a generic looking building, nothing really fancy, just and nothing specific, just a building. And see, I'm splicing it into the backdrop there. Picked up a second one of those, hook it up to it, and make it look like one really big building there as I spin it back just a little bit, and then we join them up, and it looks like one big unitized building. I like it. I like it a lot. So we got another row of little townhouse building kind of things going to put along this side of the road, and I just can't seem to get that doggone thing set just right. Oh, there it is. All right. And in the following couple of weeks, I did quite a bit of work in this area here, a lot of rethinking and renovating, and I'll just turn it over to me on the live stream and let me explain it to you. And, I started doing it on the live stream a couple of weeks ago when Goldie was with us, and This is, I think I'm going to turn this into a park, just like a big centralized park, because there's all these apartment buildings and things like that sitting around here. So what in the world? I got a little shed sitting out in the woods over here. Actually, that kind of accidentally landed there, but you know what? I like that. I'm going to leave that there, I think. I mean, come on, there we go. Get control of the controls. Control of the controls. There we go. The slower zoom. I like that. I'm going to leave that there. That would be the kind of a hermit shack that I would live in. So, and that was a Highline Power. And the hotel, I relocated that over here. I really like the way this turned out. It looks really nice. I like the little driveway to the back parking lot, and it just worked out. It worked out very well this way. Office building, which there we go. What was that? It must have been a skyscraper I was standing on top of over here. Yep, that was it. Looking at the little office building that went in over here. Parking lot for the apartment buildings, and well, actually they're townhouses. They're not really apartment buildings. This is an apartment building over here. It looks strange from the top, but if you look at it from the front here, if you look at it this way, I think it looks pretty decent. I like the way this all turned out. I really, really do. Looking up this street is really, really neat. Put some trees in there and did some other stuff, little landscaping things here and there. So this is all looking really, really decent. I know it's kind of a combination between Euro and American, I guess. It's kind of a... I just noticed something. If you look up here in the top, the middle of the screen, that building's very, very two-dimensional. I'm not real happy with that. Ah, shoot. Me and my retentiveness. Yes, I need to. I'm going to need to address that because I will not be able to live with it otherwise. All right, what we got here? I'm stuck inside of a building. There we go. Yeah, trees have appeared in the neighborhood here. Let's back up just a little bit more here. Got a school put in. I've not finished the school yet, but it's there. Another little shopping center, corner shopping. Oh gosh, we love shopping, don't we? And a gas station right in the middle of the block. Why not? A petrol station or whatever you want to call it. That's right in the middle of everything right there. A couple little buildings here. You gotta have some neighborhood buildings. And there's this school over here that came in. Fire station. This, believe it or not, all of this concrete and everything here is all one piece. So that's kind of interesting. Got to put some fire trucks in there. So it looks like a fire department, right? I mean, you got a fire station without fire trucks. It just doesn't work that way. I don't think I'd like calling that fire department because they wouldn't have any trucks to get to put out a fire. More houses are going to go in along through here, and as you can see, I am starting to build up the area here just a little bit with a little bit more housing and residential type stuff. And the big development over here is the Walmart distribution center, which actually, believe it or not, this building has not moved. I've added on to it, but other than that, this building is right where it was planted probably since day one. So it's just there. And since it has a railroad siding on it, I decided, what the heck, I'm going to exploit that a little bit and put a siding in there. We'll have a switching engine sitting here and a couple extra box cars and stuff like that. Switch everything out, and then we're off to the more undeveloped areas. So that is the big development in Riverbend. The east end of Riverbend is actually looking pretty sharp here actually now. I'm liking the way this is going. If you get down here and look at it from track level, those buildings in the background look really neat. It just I don't know. I like it. I got to put trees in here to make it look a little bit more neighborhoodish. Okay, we're moving forward here. I'm going to try to find some unfinished areas on this layout, which shouldn't be too difficult, but let's go to some unfinished areas and see what we can find to start developing in. All right. There's an area there that's not finished. There's an area over here in Mooncrest that's not finished. Between Mooncrest and Lakewood is not finished. Lots of stuff we can do. There's the gorge up through here that is not finished. Winter Haven, we haven't done anything up there, so quite a bit of stuff to do here. I'm not sure if this area over here is going to get finished. I don't think it needs to be finished, to be honest with you. Let me show you why that is. Because there's a hill as I wait for it to all render out here. There we go. And as you can see, it really doesn't show up. Well, this part here does, well, obviously, because we're here. But as I zoom up, you can see that the backside of the hills is where that unfinished area is. And I don't think we're ever going to see that from trackside. Well, you might see a little bit of that. Okay, that's going to have to be, that is going to be a very simple fix right there. I'm going to, let's go into the paint thing. We'll get the grab texture items, and we'll do this number right here. We'll make that a little larger, and let's just paint that all right in. It'll at least show up as green instead of the gray grid work thing. And you know what? I might actually just put some trees in here, just randomly throw a few rows of trees here and there, just to have them there. All right. And you know what? I could actually, I think there is a mode on here. Let's go to this mode right here. And we're going to fill this in. And that is for this section right here. Let's do this. There we go. That was a very quick way to fully fill in an area. And the nice thing about that is it's a smart fill. You'll notice that the areas that I've already got textured in did not get covered up. So it's I like to consider that as being a smart fill. Okay, let's hit this one more time. And there. There, that made a very short work out of that. I like that concept a lot. So, yeah, we're done with that. So, I really like the way this turned out, even though it's not actually dynamic. It doesn't move or anything, but just the photo aspect of this is really, really super cool. Let's put some vegetation in around this thing. Let's go to splines. And let's also jump into voiceover and time-lapse. So we're going to speed through this because this turned into a very long and tedious process as I was putting vegetation alongside the waterfall there and selecting where I wanted to put what and what I wanted to put where and whatnot. So, yeah, it was definitely in need of a little time-lapse here. And I really like this area. It really, it's a work in progress at this point anyway. But things really, and you can see I'm getting a little bit fussy about how I'm placing things, but I really don't like floaters, and those things were all floating in midair, and yeah, I had to do something about it. So I got a little bit obsessive about that, but the results were definitely worth it at the end of the day. And you see I'm kind of crisscrossing a couple of splines, and I like the addition of the trees and the vegetation along the side really did help make that stream look good. And along the hilltop there, we're not really going to do a whole lot back in there where the darker green is, because you're never going to see that from trackside. But I do want to put trees and stuff up there and kind of solidify that area a little bit. And just placing some trees alongside the rocky hill here. And it's kind of a rocky and a loamy area at the same time. I love the way these trees worked out along the edge of the pond over here. And so much so that I decided to put them along this side of the pond, too. I was trying to imagine what they would look like and said, well, you know what? You're going to find out when you put them down, so plant the doggone trees and let's go around the edge of the pond. I tried to run it up to the side hill here, but the game didn't like that. So I just put them over there and called it a day. Come back down by trackside and start running some trees alongside the tracks. And this is kind of an overview of what it looks like after quite a while of working on it. So I'm going to turn the audio back over to the live stream for a couple of minutes here anyway. A little bit at a time. This looks so sparse now. It's hard to believe what this was like just like a half an hour ago. We've been working on this thing for about 45 minutes, believe it or not, guys. 45 minutes and just in this one little area here. Just an example of how much time you can put into building one of these layouts. It can take a very, very long time. And speaking of time, unfortunately, I'm out of time for this part number 7 in the evolution of the live stream route here on the NJP network. As always, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Part 8 will be coming up very soon, and look forward to that and see what other things can happen along the live stream route. So, until we talk again, whatever it is in life you do, keep on doing what it is you do.